Hello, and welcome to the 171st edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Brucker, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Brucker, where we're going to be having another outstanding beer. Today we're going to be having the Trappe Quadrupel, which is a quadruple ale, which we've had before, quadruple ale, but we've never had the Trappe. Now, Trappe is one of the only 11 Trappist breweries in the world. So we'll talk a little bit about what makes a Trappist, like we have in the past. But let's go ahead and get this open here so we can kind of get it going and get the smells going and everything like that. We're going to put it in this beautiful Trappe glass that we have, the Trappist glass. So we'll go ahead and we'll pour it right on into that. And proper glassware is very important for Trappist ales. They design the glass to maximize the flavor of the beer. So it's always important. But this is a really good sign. As you see on this beer, we're getting a beautiful head on this beer. Just absolutely phenomenal. So that's a really good sign for a good quad. Now you'll see the reddish to brownish color, which is pretty standard, traditional for a Belgian quad or a quadruple. The beer clocks in at 10.0 alcohol by volume, or 10% alcohol by volume. So it's not one that you're going to pound or crush by the pool, right? It rates 93 out of 100. Now, I haven't had this beer for quite a while because it's been hard to find, actually. I just happened to stumble across it, but for some reason with the imports, with COVID and everything like that, some of the Belgian beers have just kind of disappeared. You can't find them, and this happens to be one of them. But I was lucky enough the other day to run into some Trappe, and I got this beautiful glass, so I'm very excited about that. And if I remember right, I feel like this beer is much better than a 93, but it's been quite a while, so let's check it out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smell this beer. So the first thing I get is a smell of like banana, which is very weird, but I have noticed that some of the Belgian beers get that banana scent. Then you get like other fruit flavors in there, but the banana on this one kind of stands out. Now I get those roasted malts in there also, and I love a good like roasted malt, and I think I smell some vanilla also. All right, well, let's not waste any time here. Let's go ahead and check this out in the proper glass here. Now that is delicious. It's as I remembered it. I always thought that this was higher than, when I saw 93, I was like, 93? I mean, 93 is outstanding, don't get me wrong. A lot of beers out there would be happy to be a 93, but I would put this definitely in the 95, 96 in the like world class. There's no doubt about it, this is a world class beer. When you take a sip of it, it's just full of flavor. It's not as complex as some of the other Belgian quadruples, meaning it's just a nice smooth beer, and maybe that's why it doesn't get quite as high of a rating, but the flavor that you get in it is just superb. It's got that sweetness, like the fruit. You do taste like the banana in it. The beautiful roasted malts. This is a great beer, absolutely phenomenal. So I would have to give it, yeah, definitely 95, maybe even 96. I mean, I definitely would put it right in that world class category. Not, maybe not the best of the Belgian beers or the best of the Trappist beers I've had, but it's right up there. Now, this is not made in Belgium. This is made in the Netherlands, the beer, but it's one of, like I said, only 11 Trappist breweries in the world. And at one time, I think that they lost their Trappist and then they got it back. Basically, in order to be a Trappist ale or a Trappist brewery, it has to be brewed in a monastery supervised by the monks. And I think what it boiled down to is they were brewing other beers, and it got to the point that the monks weren't overseeing it like they should, so they actually lost their Trappist, being a Trappist ale. But they did get it back, and they've held it since then. I think they got it back in 2006, if my memory recalls. You know how the memories are. But anyway, they've been brewing this. This brewery's been around. This is the Koningshoven brewery, and I think, if I remember right, they've been around since I can't believe I didn't write that down. But I think they've been around, 1884. They've been around for a long time. They've been around since 1884, this brewery, the Koningshoven's brewery. And, we talked about, Trappist breweries are nonprofits. It's a monastery where the monks are. A lot of times they also have cheeseries there. They do the dairy there a lot of times. I don't know. I haven't really looked into this one. But the brewing has to be supervised by monks, okay, in order to qualify as one of the Trappist ales. One of the other Trappist ales, Arkell, I think, just lost its Trappist stamp. Still a great beer, but they lost their Trappist thing. So I guess that means there's only 10. Now, there's one thing about this brewery. Not every beer that comes out of a Trappist brewery is actually a Trappist beer. I think there's only one that comes out of this, which is not this one, the La Trappe. La Trappe is one of their beers, don't get me wrong, but their Trappist beer that comes out of this brewery is the only Trappist wheat made in the world. So their Trappist wit, or wheat, they call them wits in Belgium and wheats in Germany and the US, but their Trappist wit is the only Trappist wit made in the world. Just a little known fact. So if you want the only Trappist wit in the world, you'll find the wit by La Trappe. Okay. All right. So. Oh, such a beautiful beer. If you can find this, I'm telling you right now, it's been very hard for me to find it because I've been wanting to do an episode of Beer Issues on this beer because I like it so much. And it's been a while since I've had it just because I simply could not find it. So keep an eye out for it. If you see it, they make a triple. I've got a couple of doubles I got along with it. I got a couple of these and a couple of the doubles. I didn't see the wit, but I'll keep an eye out for the wit. I think they also make a good triple, but I don't know if they're importing the triple into the U.S. at this time, so I'm not really sure about that one. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues, and make sure they subscribe to Beer Issues so they can get alerted when new episodes of Beer Issues comes out, okay? And if they want any cool gear, like this really cool Beer Issues hat or cool Beer Issues t-shirts, make sure they go to shop.beerissues.com. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.